Come straight ahead. Straight ahead. That's how we have to meet it. Why? She know.
How are you, sir? I'm good. Wonderful.
Oh.
Is that? Everybody's gonna be on mic, right?
So it's only Donnell. It's only Donnell left.
Yeah, Donnell coming now.
That's only just one more. Fontana will join me.
Travelers will no longer need to submit their vaccine.
Sorry.
Check it out. That person in the party, man. I gotta sell this. I gotta sell this.
Travelers will no longer.
What the hell going on?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, this one?
It's the talk again.
So you and Donna here for pretty?
But you can sit too, though.
Oh, no, I mean, oh, well, I here for pretty.
Oh,
Let me go. Let me go. Okay.
Is Donna here to disrespect?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you taking, Tony?
Come, I want you in
You want a
this.
selfie?
I gotta get yeah, emphasis.
Tony,
Yeah,
man.
but you know you
What
gotta get
happened, man? We
started.
ain't doing nothing.
Hmm?
I see your edges, man.
Oh,
Don't
you
do
ain't
I
come
hear-
out on Friday, how about that?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, you
go
ain't up
dancing or
on
something.
Friday?
Can you put it right back?
We buy him
Margarita.
Margaritaville on Friday with Passage.
Oh, you still there?
Yeah.
Every Friday.
Yeah.
No, every last
Every
Friday.
last Friday of the month.
Oh, it's still?
Yeah.
Okay. We can catch up on
All
that.
right.
All right, then.
You want to come here so you can get the better?
No, I good, man. I good.
You don't.
Go in there.
You need them. You need them cameras, right?
26 Nassau, the Bahamas.
Let's see. Look at Fort Myers. Who? Oh my goodness. I told them this was gonna happen. They said 18 foot surge. So that will cover your house, isn't it? It's possible. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine? Fort Myers. Oh my goodness. Well, let me tell you something. Get out those houses. Don't take no chances if they say something coming. No, well, you at least I on a little hill. You just head there.
You're right.
That's where I had. So, and then if we have to go on the roof, at least we still have another.
Yeah, that's a point.
Yeah, that's right. Because we ain't trusting these things these days, and with climate warming, global warming.
They ain't taking it serious. That's why you gotta have a 5 minutes to like we're who ain't afraid to talk to these people.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Remember, she's moving up in the world.
I am?
Yeah, from 96.9 to 106.9.
Boy, oh yeah, moving up the dial for true.
What's the difference of the move?
Big difference.
Wow.
Big difference. Here we go. Star 106 hits. Happy Wednesday, everybody. We made it to halfway through the week. We can now see the weekend. And as always, it's my pleasure to be in your company. Of course, today's show is always powered by KFC. Thank you to the Water and Sewage Department, Pinder Tile, Cable Bahamas, Muffler World, Pace Foundation. A big thank you to Solomon's and Montague Motors. Good afternoon to you. However, you have joined me. I'm happy to have you here. We're 106.5 on the FM band. Thank you to everybody joining on cable. We are channel 976 on cable. And of course, on social media, catch us on Star 106 and Natural Empress on Facebook. All right. So with that said, boy, listen to me. I guess most people mark the year based on another Christmas, maybe another birthday. But for some reason, I am wowed every time this particular time of year comes around because I'm like, gee, another year already? Well, guess what? That now brings me to introduce to you today's guest. All right. And it's always a pleasure to have the family, and I think they're so iconic. I think, from different facets, we can tear pages out of their history book and their story book. So it gives me pleasure to welcome the Chipman family to the show once again this year. And like I said, A Reason to Rush was just 2 minutes ago. I can actually recall 3 minutes ago my interview with Dad when I was on 96.9, which would have been his last interview.
Yes.
And let me intro the family in studio first before we get into A Reason to Rush. So we're gonna start. Shall I start with the only gent, or shall I start with the roses first and then the thorn? Like who goes first?
I shall take the
You'll take the lead.
take the lead.
All right.
Well, Empress, is important for us to first of all keep culture alive in the country.
Well,
There's
you
been
gotta introduce yourself
oh,
first.
my apologies. I am Cheyenne Chipman. One of the knights of the great Chipman legendary family.
That's right.
Here amongst my team leaders, and older sisters.
The sisters.
Yes, Donald Chipman and Donna Chipman. Donald Chipman Ward.
Good
before I get there.
afternoon. I'm Darnell.
Good afternoon, Miss Darnell.
Good afternoon, Bahamas.
I'm Miss Donna. All right, there you have it. So, of course, like I said, I can't believe another year has passed and we are now getting ready to celebrate such an icon. So, for all of the younglings that are tuned in right now that have no inclination as to who John Chipman was, please enlighten them.
Well, John Chipman is synonymous. The name is synonymous with Junkanoo, which is our national festival. It's also synonymous with culture. And because we came from the 40s, 50s, and 60s, where culture was such a major introduction to the country. Once you were going to the Bahamas, you were going to listen to Junkanoo, you were going to listen to live music, musicians. So culture was huge back in those days. It's kind of slowed down a little bit, but you had some of the greats like Con Bernardino, Ronnie Butler, King Eric, my granddad, Jesus, my dad, Richie
Yes.
Delavaux, Sonny Johnson, but they've all passed on. So now we are now the now generation. And what is it that we are doing to keep the culture alive? This festival itself was introduced while he was here. So we gave him his flowers
That's
while he
right.
was alive.
Absolutely.
Due to COVID, the year that he passed in 2019 was the last year that we actually had the festival. So this is a reintroduction to the festival, the reason to rush. And now that he's gone, it's more important, and the name resonates more when we say a reason to rush. We have a reason to rush to not only celebrate the icon, the legend, but to celebrate the culture itself, in this festival.
Now, again, like I said, a lot of younglings, when they hear Chipman, they think Chippenham. They know nothing of these icons, all these names that you call them, the Sonny Johnsons and the Peanuts Taylors and the John Chipmans. What do you think we need to do more of in order to bring some awareness to our younger Bahamians at large.
What I've noticed, go ahead, Dean.
No, but Empress, the reason to rush, really, the brainchild child of Fontella, and she wanted to keep the spirit of the culture alive.
Mhm.
And she also wanted to want us not to forget those that were here before us. And I just take it so personal and so happy that she is doing it.
Mhm.
And I just hope a lot of more Bahamians would buy into it. And it's not even a fundraiser of any kind. It's not a money making event.
Venture. Mhm.
It's just an event that you would want the Bahamian people, young, old, and bring out the children. So at the event, they are told, or we try to bring to life people like, well, Chippy is gone now, like people like Sonny Johnson, Richie Delamore, Count Bernardino, Ronnie Butler.
All the
We
names.
just
The
don't
names
want them
continue.
to just die and be forgotten.
Mhm.
So I think a reason to rush, really, what we're going to call it, just keeping the spirit of these people
It's a
alive.
need for it.
More than a need. We're going to talk more about it in just a sec. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I want you to take us down memory lane a bit and tell us about the life of John Chipman and your life with him right here on the Star. Stay tuned.
Corporation will be hosting the 31st Caribbean Water and Wastewater Association Conference under the theme Recovery and Evolution, Regional Actions for Global Sustainability in Water and Waste Sectors. This will be held October 17th through 21st, 2022 at the Atlantis Resort, Paradise Island. To register, visit the conference website at cwwa.net/CWWA-conference-2022.
Whether you like it hot or you enjoy being original, KFC has the only chicken sandwiches with attitude, featuring 100% extra large white meat chicken fillets for 100% flavor. Enjoy the famous flavor of KFC lemon herbs and spices in the KFC original recipe burger, or take the heat up a notch with a spicy filet with a KFC Kentucky Deluxe sandwich. And for a limited time, enjoy your favorite sandwich with fries for only $7. That's how it's done. KFC Nassau, it's finger looking good.
This is a Lampkin. I want to show you a couple of my new tires. One is high gloss white, and the other is a matte wood look. The Trudella Rover is 18 by 18 and look very much like a parquet floor. It got a matte finish, so it ain't slick. This one costs $295 square foot for what? This next one is a 22 by 23 high gloss, made for dancing, white ceramic tile, which costs $1.85 a square foot for what? Now, do not try to bust a James Brown glide from one of these to the next. Your foot will hook and stay right there while the rest of you continue on your journey.
24/7 around the world. Catch us on the World Wide Web at star106fm.com. Freedom
Star 106 hits. Yes, indeed. Welcome back. Another Wednesday edition of Free Your Mind, brought to you courtesy of KFC. Want to say a big thank you to, I can't say the Chipman family, because this is just one drop of the Chipman family. Such a large family. Like, do you know all of your nieces and nephews' names, grandchildren? Like, real talk. How many people are in this family?
Well, this family is a pretty awesome family. I think it's about 12 to 15 brothers and sisters. And you have the elder siblings, they're the glue to the family now, simply because as much as we can, they're a family gatherings. You know, they don't have birthday parties, they have family gatherings. This Sunday we're going to meet at church. This Sunday we're going to meet at the fish fry at my nephew's place, and it's just kids running around. And so it's a closely knit family, you know what I mean? And we try to stay together based on, you know, putting God first, putting our history together and keeping it together. That way we are always connected to each other, from the grands, the great grands, And I'm talking about my dad's grands and great grands.
Right.
Nobody in here is great grandmothers. These are
No,
grandmothers.
not these younglings. No, not that.
Not these
that.
teenagers.
No, not that.
So, and
What was life like with John Shipman? Well, anyone of y'all
Empress,
start-
I am emotional right now.
I know.
Because, God.
It doesn't.
Let me tell
is it
you,
getting any easier?
I just want to give my mother, just give her a crown
Yes.
because she had to deal with him. And my dad was always just passionate about the Bahamian people and what he did. Like, his work, like I always say, don't fool with his work and his money.
Cool.
But growing up with my dad, he was always busy making drums.
Mhm.
He always say there's always work to be done. So when he has like no job to go to, he's outside making a drum. So he's busy. He's continuously busy making drums. And anytime one of his greatest enjoyment is when the school calls him without hesitation. He is at that school teaching or
Performing for the kids.
showing the kids
Mhm.
what it's all about.
Mhm.
To be a drummer or to use, like, he would say rake and scrape, anything to make an instrument.
he gave basically in detail what it was to run a rake and scrape band. And this is basically where we came from. And like my sister was saying, I'm down now, he was more than happy to go into the schools and teach them how to make drums. So he always took an extra skin that was already cleaned.
Mhm.
He always took the Sunny Delight juice bottles with the peas in it, the old saw, the steel pan, and his whole band was made up from discarded stuff. So
Recycle.
and it was a way to teach the kids to be resourceful.
Sure.
Use what you have.
That's right.
And we came from an era as kids, and I'm sure all of us, where a tennis ball was golden,
Sure.
a piece of stick was golden.
A can,
a
a
can.
jar.
We created our own toys. We didn't have internet. We didn't have
Tablets.
We didn't have smartphones. So he came from that era. So he utilized the skills that he had, and that was his charitable side. And he was like, "Oh, Shikes, let's go. We going to this school. We going to this school. We going to this school." And he was always going. And like Donald said, once again, the drum was that was his go-to. I don't want to say defense mechanism from the world,
Sure.
but that kept him sane. And he was as sharp as a nail.
Yeah, right to the end.
Right
Oh,
to the
yeah.
end. And he knew, like no one could beat him counting money. You ain't gonna fool him when it comes to money.
No.
But he enjoyed his charitable side, is basically what Sis was trying to say. And
Empress,
My love.
let me tell you that, like I said, nothing got between his work and his money.
Mhm.
One thing I admire about him, anything that he did not borrow your money and use it and not pay you back or anything like that.
Mhm.
He did none of that. Whatever he did, that's why you have to excuse him sometimes. That was his money that he worked for.
That's right.
And I often think of the last days with him that we were on vacation. And I came back through Miami, and my dad came direct from London. And when he was going on the plane from London, he had a lot of money on him. So I said, "Dad, let me keep some of this money for you." Well, he allowed me to keep the money, but he had to have about $800 still in his pocket. And that time he's kind of weak now, but
But he's still holding
yeah, I
on.
want this money in my pocket. So he gave me the money. So I came through Miami, and he came direct, which was that Thursday. So when I arrived in Miami that Friday or something like that, somebody called and said, "Daddy seems to be very weak."
Yeah.
So I dashed. I said, "Let's go." I cut my trip short in Florida, and I came home. Dash into the room. He's lying in the bed. And I hugged him. I said, "Oh, Daddy, you're still here. I'm so glad you're still here. Daddy, I'm so glad to see." He looked up at
Where
me,
my money?
quite faint. Where the rest of my money? I said he is in his good
Give
mind.
me that first, then we
And
can
then we
talk.
can talk.
Yes.
Wow. What was he like as a disciplinarian? Where all of you children, you say 12 to 15?
Yes.
Something like that?
Something like that.
Wow.
No,
my gosh.
it's more than that. Actually, as a disciplinarian, the only time he was really strict, if he had a show and you tell him you wasn't going, or you were
So
sick.
was it mandated for all of the children to be a part of the business,
Oh, definitely.
show business? You had no choice.
You had no choice. That was the time you get licked down, and you have to get up and be in that show and be on time and smile.
Let me chime in on that quick.
Please.
Listen, he was right-handed.
Oh, God.
And as the boys suffered more to that right hand than the girls, we would, because there was so much work going on. And like you said, you couldn't said it better, Empress, the business.
Yeah, it's a business.
When it was time to do the business, there were times when we didn't want to go to a Junkanoo show or a band. We used to go in the ceiling. This dude used to come and listen to every room until he hears us talking. Get y'all. And when you come, when you come down with the ceiling, you get your
Yeah, tail.
Right behind
go
you.
so
yeah.
and done so
Yeah. Yeah.
with that right hand. And again, the business was so important for him, and that's what kept him going all the years. Like, he was just so excited. There was always something to do. This hotel calling, that hotel, and Donald kept him for so many years while she was there, and she could have seen things. And at Atlantis and Entertainment, he had a lot of work going, and so he was constantly making money. He was comfortable. He was happy. He was doing his drums on the side. So this is an old cultural head. You know what I mean? Stuck in his ways. And I watch him tell grown women, y'all ain't bring me here.
Cool.
I bring y'all here. So he's set in his ways. But, you just had to love him from where he was at. You know what I mean? An old cultural icon.
What was so amazing about it for him was in 2013, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer, stage 4. And from that day to his death, he never missed a weekday.
So it wasn't,
Nobody
he wasn't
knew
gonna let it get it.
Nobody knew he was sick. Nobody knew anything. He just kept going and kept doing everything that he regularly did. His job, making drums, doing.
You know what's funny though? I often talk about it. I guess every year this time, I always talk about it. That when it was time, when I did the interview with him, which would have been his final interview, I remember him walking down the hallway, going down the stairs. And when we got downstairs, and he had the big drum with him as well, I said to him, Mr. Chipman, is Miss Donna coming to pick you up? And he said, who? Pick me up? See my car over there? And he pointed to the car, and I'm still looking at him like, oh, well, that Miss Donna car. He's like, no, I drive. And I'm up to this day was still so wowed at the fact that he was still that independent. That was what he was 92 then, or
90.
90. How much?
90.
When I did that interview?
Yeah, he was 90.
Well, honey, I'm still wowed at the fact that he had all his faculties. I watched him drive away, and I was like, wow, what a blessing.
Yeah, it was a blessing.
So,
Gift.
Empress, what we really like to invite the Bahamas out to the reason to rush, because he inspired us. And like I said, even though the reason to rush is about maybe my dad and my mom, it's just so much more than that. It's about the entire culture. Like in memory of so many people. So I don't want them to just think the reason to rush is just about Chippy. It's bigger than that.
Not
But
only
he is
that,
like the foundation.
Sure.
But it the reason to rush.
It's-
How do
it's-
we explain?
It's
the reason to
introducing
rush?
the next generation to fire dance, to limbo, to gombe, to calypso music. These things that used to be in every nightclub over the hill on Bay Street, 24 hours. We was exposed to those things, but today's generation is
No,
not.
nothing.
No, nothing.
Oh.
So you can come to a reason to rush and see a free fire dance, a free limbo, a free gumbe, a free Bahama Mama song. It is so much culture
Yeah.
that's going to be there
People
just
like
for
Tony
you to see.
Seymour Jr., Ali Akoli, all of them would be performing on the 5th.
So let me ask you something. You talk about the friends of Chippy,
Mhm.
but will the family, the
Mhm.
you all being the offsprings,
Mhm.
and then of course your offsprings and their offsprings,
Mhm.
because I'm guessing that from generation to generation within the Chipman family, they still have to learn the same way you guys had to learn. Is that still a continued practice?
Yes, we have drummers that is handed down. Like one of my grandson, he's a drummer. Like when we came back from London and Daddy landed at Nassau Airport, he said to him, "Well, you'll be the next master drummer."
Mm-hmm.
But at his age, I didn't know if he realized the significance of what my father said
Set
to
in,
him.
right?
So it is being handed down, and they love it. It's just a
Mhm.
love. It's in their blood.
So did you guys love it, or because it's like growing up in church, you gotta go. You know what I mean? Did you grow to love it, or was that just innately a part of your nature?
No, we loved it.
You loved it.
Yeah, the drums are, it's just like the heartbeat.
The heartbeat.
Yeah. But you're mesmerized when you see Daddy, when he takes that drum and he starts to beat. Oh, you couldn't. And even, he beat us bell for my mom when she did the fire dance. And wow, when you go to see the shows, you were always amazed. I,
I gotta take another break because when you talk about a king, you also have to talk about the queen. So we're gonna talk about your mom in just a sec. Taking a quick break as we celebrate John Chipman, the legacy of John Chipman, right here on Star 106 Hit. Stay tuned. More to come.
Times are getting harder. Want to save up to $50 on your weekly purchases? Get discounts on groceries, prescriptions, home goods, restaurants, and liquor stores. Need a mani, pedi? Get a discount on that. Need to get your hair done? Get a discount on that. Need to rent a car? Get a discount on that. Go to your app store, download the List Rewards app now. Join the biggest and best rewards app today and get the best discounts on all your wants and needs.
The technicians at Muffler World on Mackey Street and Robinson Road can do a lot of things to make your car perform better. Like make sure the wheels are properly aligned and that your car is using the correct oil and in fact has oil. Those same techs can replace your entire exhaust system. Check out Muffler World for the top of the line Walker muffler. Now if you want your ride to sound rude, Muffler World can help you there too with a system by Flowmaster. Muffler World, Mackey Street and Robinson Road. Mufflers and a whole lot more.
Do you know someone whose light shines bright by the good that they do? Well, it's that time of year again where you get to nominate your hidden hero. That special person who helps the community without even being asked. You have until September 30th to go to characterdaybahamas.org and nominate your hidden hero today. Let your light shine. Shine, 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 shine.
The latest hits and greatest memories on Star 106 Hits.
We rushing through the crowd. We rushing through the crowd. We standing tall and proud. We standing tall and proud. Ain't nobody can take it from you. Ain't nobody can take it from you. We rushing through the crowd. We rushing through the crowd. I am
can't stop us now. Higher, higher, I can't stop us now. Ain't nobody can take it from you. Ain't nobody can take it from you. Collect, 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 collect.
Star 106 hits rushing through the crowd. We're going to be rushing in Chippenham on October the 5th. So I want you to mark it down on your calendars. Yes, it's time to come and celebrate and to commemorate an icon when it comes to the Bahamian culture. And of course, the Chipman family is very, very strategic about keeping the culture and his memory alive. So again, tell us where this is happening exactly.
It's right opposite Fish Fry
West.
West.
A little west of Fish Fry.
Little west of Fish
So
Fry.
everybody, I think if you know anything about the Chipman family and the Chipman estate, I think
Yeah.
people just see this dilapidated building.
Yes.
Some know, and
That-
some
that
just
doesn't-
don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's that mansion
Mhm.
or remnants of a mansion
Yeah.
there at the corner of Chippenham
Chippenham.
and West Bay Street. So it's going to be on that grounds. What did you guys grow up on that property?
No, we didn't grow up on that property, but I remember going there as a child.
My
and
dad grew
sitting
there.
on the porch.
Okay.
But Daddy lived there with his father.
Okay. All
Off
right.
and on.
Back and forth. So tell me about y'all mummy. Because every king got a queen.
Well, actually, she was the star at first
Mm-hmm.
because her dancing kicked off. And she went to Miami one time to perform the opening of the Miami airport. And they had a classical band. They're playing for her to do fire dance.
Oh,
And that was, I'm sure she made it through that. But after that, she said she promised never to do a fire dance without her husband beating for her.
really?
Yeah, because, the music inspired the dance even more. And it's difficult sometimes because I know as a former fire dancer myself, if the music ain't right, you on that stage struggling.
Yeah.
If the music right, you flow
Okay.
and everything's
But
good.
she was a hard-working woman, and she went to work. And let me tell you, you can mark your clock by her. Once she finishes her show, she is home. Even though she had to walk home sometimes because she used to work at the Drum Beat Club.
Okay.
But do you know Alia Coley's mother was a fire dancer as well?
No, I didn't.
I was introduced to Alia Coley. Her mom's name was Shalimar. She was a fire dancer. And when my mom died, Shalimar came to me and said, my daughter can sing. And, well, I've never heard her daughter, and this was the first time I was seeing her, I think.
Wow.
And she went and she sang If I Could. And look here, that girl stayed on my heart from then.
Oh, wow.
And so right up to, I worked in Paradise Island. She worked a lot with me. But that is another thing that Fontella is trying to introduce the children of former entertainers.
Yes.
And Ali is one of those. Tony Seymour is one of those, from Tony Seymour Sr.
Senior. Mhm.
Nita from Count Bernardino.
Mhm.
So, she's looking
Working on that next
to
generation.
recognize, yes,
Sure.
yes. But
So come October 5th, it's safe to say that a lot of the siblings, children rather, will be performing because I know the last time before COVID, you guys were on the stage. I saw y'all.
Yeah, we're going to
Miss
get
Donna,
up
I
there.
saw
yeah. I'm going to be up there.
well, you can't help yourself.
No,
Once
that's what I'm saying because
that.
she mentioned, she said, as a former
Mhm.
fire dancer, so you ain't gonna mess with the fire, but you'll dance.
Well, if they ask me to mess with the fire,
You'll
I
do
can't
it?
resist. No, I will do it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So we're looking for the entire family. We're looking for the offsprings, the children. Limbo dancing, of course, Junkanoo. It's a must. And
Yes.
then what about drums? Because you mentioned, that he was always making drums. Is anybody continuing that part of the legacy, the drum making and the resale of your wares?
His grandson Puckus, which Sharif Taylor, he makes the drum. Also
And-
Cheyenne.
And Harold, his son, one of his son, Harold,
Makes the drum.
makes
still.
the drum also.
Did he teach the girls how to drum?
No,
Y'all were just dancing.
he would not let us drum.
That's the only beat he taught me.
That's it.
Me
I
too.
remembered I asked him one time and he taught me. And he put his hand on that drum and he went to town.
That's the
I-
only
I
beat
never
he taught
forgot
me,
that
yeah.
one beat.
But he feel like the girls should be dancers.
Yeah.
Because the Chipmunks would definitely not sing us.
They singers, they
You know,
dancers and
dancers.
drummers.
Drummers, yes.
Wow. So
Oh, goodness.
let us also highlight the fact that this particular event is absolutely free.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So this is really about keeping the culture alive. This is not
Yes.
a money-making venture.
No, it will be vendors there,
Sure.
for themselves. But no, the entire production.
Is that what Chippy wanted?
Of
Oh,
course, if he could have that every day of his life, he would have that every day because that's how much he loved culture. He just that was his life.
So from 4 to 9 p.m.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
October the 5th. Mark it on your calendars, people. A reason to rush 2022 after a 2-year hiatus.
Three.
3?
3 years.
Wow.
Because he died in September. We didn't have it that October.
No, you didn't. So we had
Oh,
3
wow.
years then.
You're right.
Yeah.
Wow, 3 years. So October the 5th.
We had it that year after he died, but it was just like family members. We
yeah,
didn't have like a big
So
production.
the one that
or
I saw
anything.
where I see you shaking your tail feather on the stage,
Mhm.
that's 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I forget. All right. So we're looking for the Chipman family to show us how it's done and, their way of definitely keeping the culture alive. Does anybody, still venture into the schools as he would have?
Well, actually,
I'm
with,
sure
with
Fontella put
COVID,
something together.
with COVID, the schools were restricted and they still have not opened up to that as yet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a slow process. And thanks to our new Prime Minister, Brave Davis, culture is now coming back to the country, and so many other things are coming back to the country. So in time, we will be in the schools because we want this to continue for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years and pass on to many Bahamian children.
Absolutely. All right. So with that said, folks, again, I implore you to mark it on your calendars this year and every year. It's all about a reason to rush. This year, it's October the 5th. It's happening West Bay Street opposite the Fish Fry, a little west of the Fish Fry at the Chipman Estate. Maybe a lot of people didn't know that's what it was called, but right on the corner of Chippenham and West Bay Street is, a dilapidated building, just remnants of a building left. That is the Chipman Estate. So come on out, enjoy the free cultural show, fire dancing, limbo dancing. There's going to be Junkanoo, cultural singing and dancing, and of course, prizes and surprises. So final words from you beautiful ladies.
Well, you said it all, Empress, but on behalf of Fontella, the Reason to Rush, and the Chipman family, we want to say thank you to you. And I guess Star 106.5,
Mm-hmm.
thank you for having us.
As always, this is our every year thing. So thank you so much. And of course, to the listeners, thank you as well. Like I said, make sure you show out in numbers. We ask you to please bring the kids on out. It's imperative that the kids get a true taste and feel of what real culture is all about. All right. So folks, thank you so much. Top of the hour, 5 o'clock, your Drive at 5 with yours truly, and DJ AI comes your way right here on your hit station, where Star 106 hits.
Smart rewards.
All right.
Thank you.